Well, we called it pretty early seeing the trailers that Chappie was going to suck. Turned out Chappie sucked.
Who would have thunk?
No disrespect to the director, but I always thought District 9 was overrated.
Oh, it was totally overrated.
I mean, I'll say this.
Everyone I knew was like, dude, that was the best movie I ever saw. And I was like,
no. It had good action, but that's about it. I didn't like District 9 very much. I didn't see Elysium, but I did not hear very good things about it. And now we have Chappie. Now, things I liked. Hans Zimmer had a great score, as always. There were some good action scenes. It was really nice to see Sigourney Weaver in something.
And Hugh Jackman.
I was going to get to Hugh Jackman in a moment. Yeah, Hugh Jackman is great as the villain.
Oh,
he was having fun, and I'll give them credit. They made me actually care about Chappie for a while.
Really?
I'd say for the first half of the film, when Chappie is innocent, I liked him, and I felt bad for him when bad things... I knew it was going to happen, but when he gets treated poorly, I felt bad for Chappie. So I'll give them that. But man, do they drop the ball on that. Man, do they drop the ball on that. Dude. This movie, first of all...
Like a cannonball.
Mm-hmm. Like a wrecking ball. But that's what this movie needed. Miley Cyrus.
No.
To up the weirdness. This movie, story-wise, was... With the exception of the ending, which we'll get to in a second, with the exception of the ending...
It was exactly what I thought
this movie was everything we thought it was going to be. It's the black sheep story, which, don't worry, they put black sheep in this movie, the book, because it's symbolism, and they have a sticker on Chappie's head that says reject, symbolism.
Crush.
Yeah, crush, symbolism. This movie, like District 9... It comes off as a film that is very ambitious. Very, very ambitious. And like District 9, it feels so underwhelming. At least for me. I felt so little going into this film, and I felt so little coming out of it. What did you think?
It didn't do anything for me. I mean, it wasn't like a film that made me mad because... I couldn't understand it or anything, but it also wasn't like a film that I enjoyed because it was good. It was just a...
Yeah.
Bleh.
Yeah. I mean, the characters are so unlike... There's two groups of people in this movie. Unlikable characters and very obnoxious characters. Sometimes both. And when those are all your characters, including the protagonists, that's not good. And... when bad things start happening to these protagonists, why should we care?
We don't.
They don't even change that much. They don't even develop. I mean, some of them develop, sure. But not that much to the point where I started giving a crap.
Nope.
And...
it was the sabotage syndrome.
Sabotage syndrome, yeah. Just unlikable characters, why should I care? And what's funny, too, is the two main characters, Chappie and the programmer, the man that creates them, They spend so little time together. Almost the entire film, they're not ever together.
No, and see, that's the thing. The trailers made it seem like it was a lot more.
It was about them.
But basically, like, what you see in the trailer is this time they spend together in that movie.
It's ridiculous. And they're the only two characters that are somewhat likable.
And they don't spend any time together.
And they spend no time together.
He spends all his time with the people that you hate.
With the Ant-word. In other words, this movie... was so unsubtle on promoting D. Ant-word. Now, I will say this. I did think that the two members from D. Ant-word, I thought, just strictly acting-wise, I thought they were fine. I mean, they're musicians, not necessarily professional actors. I thought they did a fine job leading the film.
Are they musicians, too?
Well, they're a part of the hip-hop sensation known as D. Ant-word. Go look up Pitbull Terrier, bro. Come on. It's great artistic qualities. But, man, did they whore out this band. Like, it was nothing but just...
so unsubtle.
It was just so much like, D-N-word. Like, they are wearing their t-shirts. The two characters are literally wearing D-Ant-word t-shirts.
Like, they're wearing t-shirts that have pictures of themselves.
And they're calling each other by their real names. So that made me wonder, is D-Ant-word literally playing themselves? Which, if they are, then that
and
means...
and when they're in their hideout or whatever, and they're playing songs, they're playing D'Antwoord.
Yeah,
songs.
they're playing D'Antwoord. So does that mean that D'Antwoord, in their spare time, color their machine guns?
Oh God,
pink and
Why
yellow?
Why did you make me think of that?
And go out and pretend to be tough gangsters when in reality, every gangster in Africa thinks that they're a joke? That's the funny thing about this movie, is that D'Antwoord's... They're a group of gangsters in this movie. Extremely annoying gangsters, I might add. And every other group of gangsters mocks at them and does not take them seriously. And yet throughout the film, they're trying to come off as these threatening forces to the main characters. You can't do that! Do you want these to be likable characters? Do you want them to be intimidating? Do you want them to be any kind of... I don't know, kind of caring...
I want you to feel bad for the situation that their birth has put them in.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
This
movie, film was pretentious.
It comes off so pretentious with the themes on Chappie being rejected. There's a very forced moment where we were talking about earlier where there might be a theme of creationism in it where Chappie questions the guy that created him and said, "Why would you create me just so I can die?"
Well, in the whole movie, he calls him his creator.
Yeah, I'm your creator, Chappie.
My creator.
So, and again, it just... What does this movie want to accomplish? Is it a pro-AI movie? Is it an anti-AI movie?
That is the thing that annoyed me about the plot of this movie, because this movie is okay, here's Chappie. Okay, he's a robot, but we want you to accept him because he has consciousness.
Yeah.
But at the other end, we're going to show you why AIs are so bad.
Yeah.
So
what do you want?
Two totally different plot points that they I don't understand.
And the whole thing with Chappie questioning why would you create me just so I could die, that never really comes full circle. I mean, with the ending, which we won't give away what happens in the end, but the ending gets really, really bonkers, to say the least.
Stupid.
I guess you could argue that makes it come full circle, but not really, though. Kind of, but not really. It's so... Ugh. I don't want to just bash this movie because I feel like the movie wants to be something great. I just don't think it in any way at all succeeded in that. And again, I'm not trying to just bash the director here or the writers, but it just did not work. It failed. And we said, it's everything that we expected, pretty much.
The cinematography is good.
Yes.
The filming is good.
It's well shot.
But it's just the story just falls short.
Half of the story is predictable, and like we said, it was everything. It's the black sheep story.
Yep.
But the other half is a mess, a pretentious mess.
Yes.
It doesn't know what it wants to be. No. So I do not recommend Chappie. No. But yeah, that's our review of Chappie. We're gonna be out of town in a week, next week, so we're not gonna be able to see the premiere of Run All Night, but we'll get to that once we get back and have a review for that. So thanks for listening.